Hello and welcome to Briançon in France for the second round of the Paraclimbing World Cup. If you know about paraclimbing, you will appreciate the incredible finals that we're about to witness. If you're new to the sport, hello and welcome. My name is Matt Groom and I'm joined by Daniel van Essen, who is one of 4 classifiers in the entire world who puts these athletes into their sport classification. So we're very lucky that he's joining me here today. Daniel, hello.
Hello, thank you for having me. And hello to everyone who's excited for paraclimbing. I'm really looking forward to see an exciting night here in paraclimbing, and looking forward what these athletes have to show us.
Absolutely, and that is our lead wall here in Briançon. You can see the temperature 14 degrees, 76% humidity. It doesn't quite feel that humid in the atmosphere. There's a nice breeze blowing through the stadium, so we're expecting good conditions for all the athletes competing here tonight. We have 4 routes on offer. You can see the slab on the left-hand side with that black and white route. And coming around onto the main face, the overhang's 55 degrees at its steepest. We have 3 more routes there for the athletes to get their teeth into. Now let me go through the categories that we're seeing here today. We have the B category for the visually impaired, RP for the neurological or physiological impairment, AU, amputee upper limb or a limb deficiency, and AL, amputee lower limb or a limb deficiency. Daniel, first of all, it's complicated categories here. Explain to me the process of putting these athletes into these categories.
So we as classifier, we specialize more on the RP and AU and the AL groups. The B groups, they were doing the classification with the ophthalmologists in the countries, and they bring the certification for that. So it's kind of a complicated process. First of all, what all the categories mean. As you told everyone, with the numbers behind the categories, it's the lower the number, for example, the 1, the higher the impairment is. So the higher it affects the climbing.
So, for example, within the B category, which is the visually impaired category, we have B1, B2 and B3. B1 being the most seriously impaired, B3 being the least impaired.
That's right.
Now, this is important because we're seeing the B category first of all. We can see it on screen, and we're having a little look at some of the routes. There's the red route on the right-hand side. That's for the women's B3, and then the left-hand side, the slab, which was the black and white route, which are about in the sec. We can see as we pan up through this route, that's going to be our first one on offer on the left-hand side of the screen. Now, Daniel, we're seeing the men's B3 and women's B3. However, we've combined categories. So we actually have B1, 2 and 3 within these categories. Could you just explain to us why that's the case?
So there's a minimal of athletes that have to show up in the finals, and they have to be 4 athletes from 3 different countries. So if this is not the case, then we go to the merging of classes. And for example, now here we merged all 3 classes together because of the minimal was not given. That's why we start. All athletes start together.
Some people might be listening thinking, look, this is a bit unfair to put someone who's completely blind against someone who has a severe visual impairment. However, it is better that these athletes are out climbing. They want to be competing, and that's the most important thing.
That's true, We hope to, if the sports grows more and more, and with the pandemic, it's also hard now in these times. So we'll see how the sports goes, and we're looking for the main goal is to go Paralympic. So we hope there's a big grow, and we feel now there's so much excitement about the sport. So we're looking really forward.
And the Paralympics is interesting because it's coming up fairly soon, and there's been lots of rule changes and tweaks in order to improve.
Oh, you mean the World Championships?
Sorry, well, no, the paraclimbing soon. Hopefully, we're going to be getting it into the Olympics.
Yeah, we hope so. So with this year, we totally redone all the classification rules and all the rules before it's to be in the how do you say it?
Well, it's just to make sure everything's up to a standard, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
But we have our athletes coming out at the moment. This is the B3 men's and B3 women's. Each athlete is accompanied by their site guide. The site guide's job is to guide them up the routes. This is an amazing process. There's a the radio mic on one of them being transmitted to the athlete, and they're literally talking through the movements using a clock-based system. So 12 is ahead of them, 1, 2, so they know exactly where they're going on the wall. I mean, Daniel, even as I'm saying that, that sounds so difficult.
It is, yeah. You should. Everyone who could should try it by themselves. Maybe get your buddy and try it in your local gym. Yeah, it's hard to give proper instructions for the athletes to grab the right holds and place the feet and everything. And yeah, it's a big part. It's incredible, I think.
It really is, and you'll notice the stadium will slip into silence when the athletes start climbing, because the athlete on the wall needs to hear exactly what their sight guide is saying. Both the men's B3 and women's B3, that will be on routes round about the grade of 6C, if you're going to put that into a sport grade. Just to give you an idea of the kind of level that these athletes are climbing. And we're seconds away from our final. We go on till about 9:30 where we have the podiums here tonight, so settle back, put us on in the background and enjoy what will be a wonderful final. And this is our men's B3 final. Raul Franco, Simone Salvanin, Razvan Nedu and Cosmin Kandoua will be competing here tonight. That's the first 4 males out onto the MB3. And you can just see that red route as we look at the women's finalists here tonight. Tanja Glucik, Iben Poulsen, Michelle Corti and Edith Scheinecker are our 4 women in the B3 category. But of course, within that, we do have some athletes who are B2 and B1. And we'll let you know who's who as the athletes come out on stage. So that is going to be our first final, the B3 category. They'll be climbing at the same time. So you're going to have to keep your eyes peeled for all of the action here in Briançon. And I literally can't wait. I'm so excited by this event.
It's true, yeah.
Innsbruck was so amazing. It was a wonderful atmosphere, a wonderful competition, and these athletes must be so excited to be back competing again.
Definitely, yeah. You can really feel it. We had a few new competitors come to the classification, and you can really feel that they want to do. They want to go get on the wall and show the world what they can do. Yeah.
I was backstage in the isolation area earlier, just wandering around talking to some athletes, and it's so tense, isn't it? Because everyone's back there warming up, getting ready, and soon they're going to be making that walk from the back of the stadium to our wall. And there it is as the camera pans backwards to reveal what we have in store for us tonight. If you're just joining us, hello, welcome to the Paraclimbing World Cup. This is the second round. My name is Matt Groom and I'm joined by classifier Daniel von Essen, our expert in the commentary box as we wait for our first athlete to come out. That's Edith Scheinecker there, just getting herself ready in the backstage area. That's round to the right-hand side of the wall. Now, Daniel, different from perhaps what most people will be used to on a league competition, top ropes are used for this, and there's a system in order to keep the athletes close to the wall and not snag the rope on the way down.
Yeah. So you have 2 points of contact because the wall is really steep, so there are no so hard swings and everything, so it's complicated as well for the belayers, so they have to take good care so that no injuries happen, especially if you can see or not able to see things. Yeah,
safety is key here tonight in Briançon. We want to give athletes every chance in order to send these routes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we're going to see some tops here tonight. The route setters took me through all the routes earlier on, so I'll be able to tell you exactly what these athletes are facing. And the routes themselves, they vary from about 6C in grade all the way up to 7C or 7C plus for that green route that you can see in the middle, and the green route will be done by the AL category. That is the amputee lower limb or limb deficiency, and the RP category, which is the neurological or physiological impairment. Now this is an interesting route we're looking at now. Our first proper C at the slab for the men's B3 category. Daniel, first of all, we're both looking at this. There are dual texture holds on this thing.
Yeah, it's very delicate, and it looks first of all, it looks pretty good, and it's sketchy and a little bit scary because you see the traverse now yeah, it looks just beautiful, and yeah, the athletes will be really good on the feet, and yeah, it will be interesting, I think.
I mean, I think the dual friction holds are unfair when you can see. If you can't see, I mean, it just adds, because yes, the sight guide will be informing them, helping them see where the slippy bits are. But in reality, you're up there on the wall by yourself,
and you feel it.
Yeah. And if
you
you stand up and you touch a bit which is more slippery, it's going to psychologically mess with your head a little bit.
And you have to traverse, and and you will see the endurance part of the climbing is a big part, because you have to move slower because you need the instructions and everything. I'm excited for that route. Definitely, that will be good.
Me too. We're having a video session coming out tomorrow where I get to try that slabby route, so I'm very excited to do that.
Oh, me too.
So if you want to see me fall off some paraclimbing routes, then tune into the IFSC YouTube channel and Facebook channels at some point in the future. We're just having a look at our wall now, that's it, surrounded by these Briançon mountains. Briançon, of course, a bit of a mecca for mountaineering, climbing, outdoor activities generally. And we've just come from Chamonix. We're in Chamonix literally yesterday for the last World Cup. And the tour moved south to Briançon.
Yeah, with a big temperature drop, right? So
big temperature drop, and the temperature's been interesting throughout the Alps, because we've experienced all types of weather conditions so far during the World Cup. So we've had torrential rain in Innsbruck, fog in Villars. It's quite nice to have a bit of normal weather here in Briançon.
Yeah.
And that is Simone there, just getting herself ready for the competition. As you can hear, the stadium starts to drop into silence now. Sorry, Michel Coty, I do apologize. Not Simone. So we are minutes away here, ladies and gentlemen, to getting going on the first category of routes. Everyone waiting. High expectations here for the B3 and B3 finals, starting in about 2 minutes' time.
Yeah, music stopped already.
It is such an exciting atmosphere, and everything just drops down and focuses in on that wall. Yeah. All the attention of everyone here, and of course everyone watching back home, very much focuses on the wall and the athletes who are about to compete.
Yes, so different. Yeah,
it is. And this field that we're in here today, we can see it from our commentary box, and where the camera is placed in that shot, that field gets absolutely packed with people throughout this weekend. It's going to be very exciting, and currently there's hundreds here watching the paraclimbing as well. All of our cameras are rigged and ready to go here. Daniel, how's your hands? You're a climber. Have you got the sweaty hands? I immediately start sweating.
Yeah, sure.
I've said we need chalk in the commentary box, but no one's taking me up on that one.
Even with this good conditions,
Exactly. My tips are sweating everywhere. Because it is so exciting watching this competition, and just the amount of grit and determination and skill that these athletes show. That is Raul Franco getting his shoes on, getting himself ready. And Daniel, that mask that he's wearing over his eyes, what's that about?
So he will secure the earplugs, mainly that they don't get lost when he's doing like dynamic movements. So the connection to his instructor on the ground, it's a safety for the athletes, that they know where to go. Raul.
Yeah, Raul's just getting ready backstage. We can all see them in the back there to your right-hand side. You can see the second door on the right. That's where the athletes are gathering, getting ready for their moment. And they're starting to be led out right now. Tanja Glucic will be out first. And there she is on the bottom right of your screen. Tanja being introduced to the crowd and the audience. Her sight guide leading her across to the red climb on the left-hand side of your wall. Now, the route setters, Daniel, they describe this as a Kalymnos-esque route. So I'm expecting 3D climbing on big jugs with some severe pump going on.
Yeah, and if I, like I told you before, with the B groups not like being the quickest, yeah, it's clearly it's going to be the endurance part. It's going to be a big thing. You will see.
Right, Tanya starts off up this route. You can just hear pick up on the microphone her sight guide's instructions to her. Slow and steady, just building her way into the route, because confidence in this competition especially is key for these athletes.
It is, yeah.
Big jugs to start out on, of course. And on the left-hand side, that's Raul Franco. He's starting off this scary route. Look at those dual texture holds. 1 foot in the wrong place, and it could be a major problem. It's going to require some excellent guiding skills from his sight guide.
For Raul, it's hard to see like in the center. So with his conditions, he's just on the outside. Right in the center, he's like seeing mostly nothing.
This is his vision, you mean? So, so outside, very difficult. Peripherals, non-existent.
Yeah, it's more on the outside.
So it is more on the outside. So better peripherals.
Yeah.
Okay. Raul in the B2 category.
With the smaller footholds coming then up, it will be interesting.
So Raul just taking a moment here on this volumed hold just to re-chalk up again. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, Tanya about a quarter way up her route at the moment.
Yeah, about to enter the big overhanging part.
Yeah, 55 degrees overhanging.
It is crazy.
18 meters total overhang. It's a very intimidating wall.
Yeah. So instructions have to come fast.
Yeah, the pump will build, won't it? But meanwhile, Raul, he's got to deal with something completely different, because he's now approaching this traverse section.
Yeah. You just feeling with his hands the smaller foothold. Yeah. Very delicate climbing there.
You can see padding his way across this slab. Half a hand on the dual texture surface of this, and a blocked hold there, and you can see the difficulty as he finds the undercling well and now makes some progress. Tanya, meanwhile, she goes horizontal in her route into the pumpy section of it. She reaches up onto the big jugs, but as we all know, big jugs are fine, but there's an element once you reach past the pump point of no return.
Yeah.
That's it really, isn't it? Raul has made it through this tricky little traverse section. He's going to breathe a sigh of relief for that, and he's still though got to be careful. It's still paddy, it's still delicate.
A lot of hip movement is required. Yeah. Good route.
You can see that blue rope now coming in to force on him, just requiring extra safety. Tanya now deep into this overhanging section. She's got about another 4 meters to go. She just tries to work this out. Went up with the left hand, then the right, then readjusted it again. This is every second. This is going to be making her more and more tired.
Just make it as secure as possible. But it's a fine line between the speed and decision making and the pump coming in. Yeah.
It's great to see these two routes together, because there's such a difference in styles. You've got ninja style slab padding on the left and then thuggy overhang climbing on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Raul has made it nicely up so far. Tanya just missing that for a second, deciding which one to go to. There's two fairly good holds there. She wants to bring the left, as she's doing, into that left one.
Yeah, it's also blocked. Yeah.
Of course, memory plays a bit of a key to this as well, because that blocked hole, for example, if it was me, I'd immediately forget it was blocked and just go for it anyway. But she has to remember, she has to listen, and she has to climb hard.
I think it's really interesting now for the more 3D climbing with the instructions. That's not just left, right. So you have to go behind, and I think it's hard to instruct or giving the good instruction for that.
Good footwork from Raul, but there we see the foot pop.
Yeah.
And we also lose Tanya from her route. Two at the same time. Raul, we knew that that was a possibility, that foot pop. See if we can see it again, but when a route is that delicate, requires such precision.
Yeah.
Scary route for the climbers there.
Yeah, that gets the heart rate going, I guess.
Yes, it does, because my heart rate going just watching it. So 2 athletes done in the first round of our cup. And 3 to go. 4 finalists here tonight. So, Daniel, just tell me, how many athletes do you get coming to these events, signing up, interested in paraclimbing? Because it can vary a bit.
Yeah, it was a little bit tough now with the pandemic and the regulations. So in Innsbruck there were a lot. There we started the new classification rules and system, so we reclassified all the athletes. So we're about around 80, I think. And now there were the new athletes to be classified around 12 or 13 athletes, I guess. So yeah, in total there are a few now.
So Simone Salvanin.
And the thing is, like, the big countries are missing because of the COVID.
Yeah, it has been tricky for everyone here today.
Yeah.
But Simone will start his route on those slabs that we know now to be delicate, precise and dangerous. So we're getting underway. Simone just getting himself ready. You can see drilling in that right foot. As we get applause for our second athlete, Eben, out on stage, but we'll stick there. There's Eben there, the lady receiving that applause, and she's just getting herself ready, making sure she's ready to climb. And Simone, though, through this bottom section, reaching up with the right into that right side pull. And I think, Daniel, looking at the athletes so far on this route, it's one of those things that, because it requires confidence, this bottom section is going to be a bit slow, a bit steady, while they work out the difficulties.
Yeah, it's true. And then on the upper part, the traverse, yeah, it's good to route setting it and hard. It's not only physical hard, it's, yeah, as you mentioned before, it's for your brain. Well, it's nerve-wracking, right? To stand on the dual takes or finding the right small footholds.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not exactly a fan of a slab as it is anyway, and a slab when I can't see, it just really is next level. So Eben gets on the ground, off the ground on the right-hand side. Simone on the left of your screen. The athletes climbing at the same time. The red route on the front face of the wall, the overhang, and on the left, the slab around the side of the wall. So these athletes actually climbing quite close to each other, just separated by that corner.
It's true. Eben has a good pace now.
Yeah, Eben climbing very well through this bottom section. Fairly juggy, and it's certainly an area that you need to get through quickly and then rest in order to save yourself that 55-degree overhang that's coming up in a couple of seconds. And we see there on Simone's screen, he's approaching this traverse that me and Daniel are so amazed by. It's good friction on that traverse, but still it's going to be a scary moment. Simone almost got tangled up in the rope there, had a little moment, but Belair saw it and adjusted. And Eben straight into this overhang, no stopping for her. She
keeps on going. It's pretty good to see. Very confident. For me, it's also really interesting to see the B group, because we, as I mentioned before, we classify the other groups, the B groups they bring. So the athletes are mostly, for me, new as well. So it's exciting.
Yeah, we're seeing the new talent, the upcoming talent, of course, a couple of the old guard, the veterans, and Simone there just finding a great little squat rest before he goes into the crimps and this traverse section as he eases his hand around that dual texture hold, trying to find a crimp or a bit of grip, and we lose even on the right-hand side. We'll be able to let you know score-wise what's going on very soon. Simone just delicate through this section, the hushed audience watching him as he makes this scary traverse. It is good. You have to trust the feet, though. Because presumably, Daniel, it's the feeling of walking a plank. You don't know when the thing's going to run out.
Yeah. And the silence in the audience and everything, it fits perfect to the route. They're so delicate and to be careful.
See, they're just getting his toes, much of that toe rubber, onto the hold as possible. Of course, the more rubber you're laying down on those holds, the better friction you're going to receive. The difficulty is if you unweight it, that's when the slips happen. And you can see he's just trying to find the corner with his left foot. But now he's got a good right foot. Bumps his feet up. And the sight guide down on the left, and that little cutout box talking to him, 100% focus on his athlete. Just working out more of a crimp that ball than a side pull.
See how he does the cross now.
Yeah, he was struggling to get it. He wanted to turn it into a side pull in order to make that move to the right, but now he steps up outside flagging with his foot. And again, looking on solid ground. This isn't one of those routes where you're necessarily going to burn out with pump, but
yeah, this is the kind of route where you get the Elvis leg.
I would be. I'm going to go watching. Can't wait to try that out myself very soon.
Yeah.
Simone just... And now, look, his right foot's on that dual texture surface. I think there's an element of friction on the left, which he's got, but millimetres off is all the difference it will make for him. Reaches up into a slide pull, slow but steady. This is what this route requires. But now the feet get small, and he's got the right foot. There's one out to the left. This is when that rope could be a little tricky. He's going to have to go under it, which he does. And then he comes into this side pull section. On this men's B3 category.
Oh, see, so far so good.
Yeah, he needs to get that foot up.
Yeah.
Body weight underneath it, leaning slightly to the left because these are side pulls and laybacks on this section. And you can see, there's the graphic on the left.
It gets...
Great climbing from him, technical through that section as he goes from right to left now. Nearing the top of the wall.
The pinches.
And then
yeah.
we see the pop.
The pinches on the right, they didn't look good at all. Like,
yeah, it's a bad foot and a bad hand, and you can see the second he isn't sure of the hand.
yeah.
Unweighted the foot and just slipped down. That's Michel Corti. Starting off her finals. Michel using nice resting positions early on, but we know that speed is important in this first initial section. Crosses through there onto the jugs.
It's very interesting to see the different pace between the two routes. Techniques.
Yeah, absolutely. Eben really was going hell for leather until she fell off. Tanya slightly more sedately paced and save her arms. I think at the moment Michel somewhere in the middle.
Just before entering the steep part again.
That's our current leaderboard. Tanya Glucic leading the way on 44. Eben Paulsen, who we just saw climb on 37 plus. That score worked out. Each hold is numbered. The higher up the wall you go, the higher the number you get. Nice and simple. Then you get a plus for using the hold. Started to struggle a little bit here. Can't quite find the sequence through this section. Reverses it down in order to rest. And now tries going out right first. And Daniel, is that something that can happen? Because the route setters, I mean, the sight guide is reading the route at the same time as the athlete, and mistakes can be made.
Yeah. And they have to make the decision on the fly. Yeah.
Imagine the pressure to route read at that point. Razvan Nerdu on the left-hand side starts off his B3 final. Second to last athlete out on that route. Michel about halfway up this route now. Climbing well at the moment, had a slight down climb earlier, but has recovered from that.
So Razvan, it's maybe interesting. Also, he's the athlete, the only athlete in B1, the man. So he's blind and congenital, so he was born like that. It makes a huge difference, if you can see, and the training-wise and everything. So.
Yeah, so the B3 category is the most serious. He is climbing against, sorry, B1 category most serious. He is climbing against B3 athletes as well. As we explained earlier,
their pace is slower because they're more unsecure and need.
And you can see the sight guide there. I like that, pacing around at the bottom. I think I'd be doing the same.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I'd be able to sit still watching this. You have to have that involvement in the athlete's
get the angles and everything to see as much as possible from the ground.
And that's the resting position. Now, no hands rest as well. See, again, the idea of taking your hands off when you can't see what the handholds are shows the confidence that the sight guide and the athlete have in each other. There's so much trust that goes on.
Yeah, and everything. So just to go on your limit and fall into nothing, it's stressful just thinking about it.
Michelle is nearing the head wall section now. She's turning the lip on this women's B3. Once she gets up into this next section, it is less overhanging, but first of all, she's got to get through this bouldery little section. And you can see slapping up with the left, just a little short for her, but a fantastic performance.
Good effort.
Razvan, as he approaches the traverse. Daniel's just looked at his sweating hands next to me. And the calf pump, of course, as well. You can get pumped in the leg as we look at Razvan just teetering his way across now. And you can hear the sight guide talking to him through his earpiece. Simone Salvanin currently leading the way on 39. Paul Franco getting the same score, but the count back is why it's judged like that.
So there you can see a bit of difference to the other athletes, how he's moving now. Yeah,
he's gone very far with the right foot, and that's fine, but now he's got to do quite a big pull in order to bring that left foot closer to the right.
He's searching more for everything, you can see it.
Of course, the advantage of doing that is you get through the section quicker. There's less moves, there's less opportunity for it to go wrong. Razvan teetering his way out on this slab, right foot pressing against the dual friction.
Height.
And this is the hold that's posed a few problems. It looks like it should be a side pull, but it's more of a crimp on top. It's generally just an open hand hold.
It's more for their weight shifting, I guess. You use it like that.
And strong legs there in order to almost pistol squat up. And then he releases that left hand into the crimps, but he's struggling a little bit here. Now he's got it. And he needs to find that undercling, which he does, and move off that left as soon as possible. More of a foothold, really, than a handhold. Finding the crimp on top of that black slopey volume. Back to the sight guide.
Standing with the right on the dual takes.
Yeah, moves from the dual texture up to that smaller foothold. I'm not sure which is worse, which I'd rather be standing on, to be honest. They're both pretty poor. Slight trouble here. He's standing on the rope as well. This is going to be tricky. He's got his heel on his dual textured and the toe end on the rope.
I think he can solve it. There you go.
Well worked out there by both side guide and athlete. And now that rope gets popped out of the way. And he's onto the pinches. This is the section that spat off our other athletes. Will he make progress? Nearing the top of the wall now. This will put him into the lead if he can get past this section. There's a poor right foot though. And you need to upgrade it to the left-hand side, that volume we can see. Oh. He's been timed out there. doesn't care. He wants to finish the route anyway.
So close by. Oh,
why not?
This.
Exactly. He doesn't want to come down. He's not going to either. He has been timed out though. Now I think he's finally let it go on it. Great effort from Razvan. A little frustrated not to have the time to finish that one. But again, when you are fully blind, I mean, speed is just not something you can rush. I mean, you can't find the speed if you're on a slab that is delicate.
It is, yeah. That's a big part now with the time issue as well. Yeah.
Well, let's have a look at the scores as they stand. Men's B3. We just saw him climb. Razvan Nerdu in 39 plus. Simone Salvanin in second place at the moment, and Raul Franco in third with 39. That's our top three. As it stands, one climber to come. It's Cosmin. He'll be out soon. And for the women, let's have a look at how they're doing at the moment. Michelle Corti leading the way, 49 plus, followed by Tanya Gluchik in second and Iban Konzvik Pulsen in third place with 37 plus at the moment. One athlete to come. So Tanya and Michelle guaranteed a medal at the moment. Only Edith can push Iban down off that top podium places. Edith qualified in first place. That's why she's coming in last into this final. So expect some fireworks from her. And she's just waiting off to the side of the stage as we find out our results so far. And that is Cosmin Kandwa getting a round of applause as Edith Scheinecker walks out on stage as well. Cosmin will start us up on this bottom section. He's in the B3 category. And there is Edith. Experienced climber. She puts her radio piece on.
Secures it.
Yeah, that falling out halfway through the route is not what you'd want at that point. Cosmin then, climbing quickly through this first section. He will have some vision. Yeah. As Edith just gets help on that first starting holds, getting herself ready to go, and then the sight guide will step back and continue his instructions.
You can see in comparison with his teammate, Cosmin is moving really quicker. So yeah, it's because he can see like the shapes of the holds, not directly if it's a how good is it, but if they have strong contrast, he's able to see it.
Because sometimes it's shapes. It's an impression of the route as much as it is a visual thing. That sight guide working very hard down on the ground.
Yeah.
He's just guided Razvan up to the top of the leaderboard. Can he do the same for Cosmin? Edith is off the deck. She's getting going on this first initial section. It's 3D Kalimnos-esque style route. And on the left, what we're going to call the left route, I think slate climbing in North Wales perhaps. Rainbow slab on the left, let's call it that.
Merge?
I'm sure someone at home listening knows what I'm talking about on that one.
Dacă nu, dai tot cu dreapta în ea. Dai tot cu dreapta. Nu. Vino cu dreapta acolo unde încerci.
We can
acum.
hear the sight guide giving
Așa,
instructions
dai tot
quite
cu dreapta
clearly.
cu umăr.
Edith climbing well at the moment,
Așa, mai, aia e.
a very
Aia e
powerful
laterală,
climber.
laterală, da?
using
Atent
her legs to
acolo.
full advantage, because that's what you have to do in order to rest through. If you ever tried to climb an overhang slowly, you'll know how exhausting it is. Well, Cosmin is just going hell for leather here. Caution to the wind as he speeds up the slab. He's got to watch it here because that is the dual texture hold. You can see it just catching the light, the white section, that's slippery. As Edith presses her way up into the start of this overhang. Route setter's doing a marvellous job here. You can see the array of volumes on the wall. They've turned a fairly 2D surface into this maze of climbing.
You have to really step in all directions and just use a lot of your abilities. Use everything on what you have, these volumes.
Edith reaches out with the left hand, keeping her arms nice and straight in order to save those muscles. Cosmin, he nears the top of his route, getting ever closer to that win as he's got easily through that pinch section. We could be able to see our first top of this slabby route as he goes up easily. There's the top. Strong confidence from Cosmin as he tops out matches, and he will move into the first position on the podium. A gold medal if it stands. Slight twist up of the rope there, but he's
great joy.
You can see his teammates and everyone watching excited for him. Edith, meanwhile, she's still battling on, about halfway through this overhang now. You can see our leaderboard, Michel Coty, at the moment on 49 plus. And Edith will be aiming for Eben Poulsen's score, that 37 plus. That will be enough to get her onto the podium. This was the section that was proving a little bit complicated. You have to step out right, and you can see now shaking out that left hand. Trying to get that lactic acid out of the forearms.
Yeah, just before the big reach.
Yeah, we're coming up to what is the crux of this route, which is a big right hand side pull and then a reach around the volume. Edith goes up with the left.
Shouldery.
So shouldery. She's going to have to drop that right knee a little bit in order to get the right hand in, which she does. There's the drop knee. There's the cross. A little cut loose and feet quickly back on because she's now going to reach all the way around this volume. Using that little intermediate. And then a powerful move up. No problem for Edith. Once on top of this volume, there is an opportunity to rest or at least just shake out a little bit as the relentless overhang just eases a little bit. Goes to about 22 degrees on the top section. Edith starting to look tired, having to fight. She's going to have to make a big move up left. Misses it the first time, misses it the second time. She's still on the wall. Will she attempt a third slap up onto this big hold? She does, just misses. She's still on the wall, not giving up. Deep breath, again, just fingers over the top. How is Edith still on this wall? She needs to just move her leg as well. She knows the direction of it, again misses. Indeed, Edith, indeed. Shakes out, maybe more of a lock-off required here rather than that little pop. She wraps her arm round, almost using a chin to hold on to, clawing at anything on that wall that might provide a bit of a relief.
Yeah, the pump. Basis price.
Edith now locks off. Now she finds the left with that lock off. It's a round of applause for the audience.
Wow.
Yeah, fantastic recovery there. 4, 5 times she went up.
Wow.
Came down, shook out, reassessed. And now she should just get a little moment to shake out as she stands. Still overhanging, of course. And I think she's nearing the end of her power. She's going to keep on going. Reaches up with the left. Such endurance from Edith. Unbelievable. Breathing hard now.
It's a good fight here.
upgrades the right, but she hasn't quite got that right foot on properly and just pops off at the top. What a performance from Edith Scheinecker. She waves to the crowd, breathing heavily with the effort of that route. What a performance from Edith. As our B3 category comes to an end, and we'll be able to update you on the scores soon. Wonderful performance from Edith. And what a start to our competition, but don't go anywhere. We have a whole ton of climbing still to go. 7 categories remaining. The next 4 will be climbing together, so it's non-stop action for us here tonight in Briançon. Edith coming down from the wall, being greeted by her coaches. Let's have a look at the results then at the end of this B3 final. Cosmin Gandois is leading the way with that top we saw earlier, followed by Razvan, Nadu and Simone Salvanin in 3rd place. That's our podium places, our finishers, our medalists. And what a performance from those men. And what a top as well. It's so good to see. Let's have a look at the women's results then. So we just wait for confirmation of the results from the women. And we're still waiting for an update. That's not quite updated yet, so we'll bring you that. But yes, Daniel, so good to see a top on that men's one.
Definitely, yeah, it was good. There was a good fight and good performance. It's crazy.
I mean, just to have the amount of precision in those feet is incredible to watch. I mean, it's a bit of a masterclass for anyone watching climbing. It doesn't matter if you're a paraclimber, an able-bodied climber. It's going to teach you how to use your feet properly doing this. And as you said, try it at home at your local wall. See how difficult it is and see if your technique gets better.
You'll be there tomorrow, right?
I will be there tomorrow. I can't wait. I'm very, very excited, a little bit terrified to try this out, but I've got some experts helping me along the way. As we look up at one of Briançon's features, this 2-tiered city. I need to wander around that later on. Looks over our climbing wall, the wall in front of that. And it's a lovely view of the surrounding area here in Briançon. As you drive down from Chamonix, where our last World Cup was. You leave the mountains, you return to the mountains. You drop into Italy if you came the way I did, and you pop out into a ski mecca in the winter. And a wonderful place to climb. Right, for the next category, we have the RP3 for women, RP1 for men, AL2 for men, and RP2. RP standing for neurological and physiological impairment. AL, amputee a lower limb or a limb deficiency.
Second finalist representing Italy, Elisa Martin. And third finalist representing Netherlands, Christian Lutikhuizen.
Our next athletes are being announced onto the stage at the moment.
ARP1 men final round. First finalist representing Germany, Tim Schafrina.
We will have 4 categories climbing at the same time. It's all going to get very, very chaotic here in Briançon. Literally, as much climbing as you could possibly want is about to come your way. That is Sebastian Debke. He was my co-commentator last time in Innsbruck, and he will actually be joining us after his run. We're kicking Daniel out, I'm afraid, Daniel. Sorry about that. We're getting Sebastian to come and join me.
I'm happy. No.
So Daniel,
it's fine to be here.
This is part of the categories that you helped classify.
Yeah.
So tell me a bit about these 2 categories that we're seeing here today.
So we're seeing the AU categories and the ALL as well as the RP categories. It's hard for us as classifiers. The most hardest is the RP category, the range power. There are a lot of eligible impairments which can lead you to the RP groups, and it's just hard to assess medical wise. So it's a bigger process and it takes time, and it's stressful. Yeah.
It is stressful and such expertise. Yeah. I mean, you were one of 4 people in the world who's actually qualified to do this. That must be, it's quite an achievement in order to get into that position in your career as well.
Yeah, it's so good to be a part of the paraclimbing community and helping to get the sport forward and getting bigger and more professionalized.
Now, in the same way as we had some combined categories for the B3 category, same with these. So the RP3, the women's category, women's RP3 will be joined by the AL category. The RP men's will be joined by the AL category. And the RP women's will be joined by the AU category. So a few categories combined again, just because there might not be enough athletes to make up a category by themselves, but it's better that these athletes climb tonight than not at all. And obviously these athletes are put into groups together that will complement each other, and it won't be an unfair advantage.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yes, we will see.
Yeah.
But that's the theory anyway.
That's the theory, and yeah, in Innsbruck I think it worked out pretty good. We'll see.
Yeah, this sport developing all the time, aiming for that Olympic place.
Oh yeah.
Which is what everyone's goal is at the moment within the IFSC and the organisation, the classifiers, and the athletes themselves, of course. They want to be on the big stage. And that route there that we're going to be seeing, that green route, that's about 7C to 7C plus. Can you climb 7C at home? I bet it might be a bit of a battle, and that's what these athletes have to face in a minute. That's our RP3 category there. 3 athletes competing here tonight. Christiane Lütighausen should be out last onto the stage, having qualified in first position. Our men's RP1 category, those are the 4 athletes who will be competing. 3 Germans in that final, a strong German showing here tonight.
Strong German RP1s. Yeah, I'm looking forward.
Exactly, a German yourself living in the Franken-Euro, near the Franken-Euro.
Yeah.
Lucky man, Daniel, very, very jealous.
Yeah.
So we're going to be looking at pretty much all the routes, actually. All 4 routes are going to be in action in a couple of seconds. That's the AL. I think I might be a slightly wrong. Oh no, AL, yeah, AL2. They will be climbing on that green route, that 7C plus that we chatted about. And that purple route, we haven't seen that in action yet. That's about 7B as we look at our women's RP2 finalists. RP2 being combined with AU. AU is the amputee upper limb, so that is neurological or physiological impairment combined with the amputee upper limb or a limb deficiency. Those are the 4 women who'll be competing on the purple route. You can just see on the right-hand side of your screen, about 7B, that route. And that's the green route that we keep talking about, the hardest on the wall here tonight, about 7C to 7C plus. Exciting looking route, lots of underclings, there's dynamic moves in there, and there is a dyno to the top of this in order to top it out. Fairly chunky dyno as well.
Oh yeah, the middle part now, it looks not easy at all.
Well, those are the underclings we're talking about. There's 3 holds in a row, all facing downwards for the underclings. And then coming out onto a more juggy section, a couple of rests available there. And then relentless side pulls in order to get past the lip of the overhang. There's the lip itself, as it goes slightly less overhanging, but still overhanging on that final head wall. Pockets, that's the name of the game. 4-finger pockets. There's what might be a mono there, but perhaps more with 2 fingers. Maybe you've got giant fingers, it's a mono. And finally the top, and that's the dyno from those juggy holds with the ropes just touching up to the top. And glory for the athletes. I say juggy holds, they're not actually that great from that angle, are they? Kind of a flat edge. Certainly not what you want at the end of a pumpy route. And the purple route, well, fairly straightforward down the bottom, but a bit of endurance fest, this one. Those big slopey holds, about 7B this route. Up for those lightning volumes, love them. Someone had fun with that, didn't they? And then we're nearing what's going to be the crux of the route. Past these 2 small yellow volumes, you then enter quite a thuggy overhanging section with that big purple hold on the black volume. And then that yellow volume that you can see above it, well, there's a boulder problem move through that section. You can see the camera just catching that there. You have to go from underneath, reach up and round, swing your legs through, somehow get something back into your arms before the final race for the top. A complex route, hard to read initially. Around about 7B, if you want to know what sport climbing grades to give these. If you're just joining us, welcome to Briançon. My name is Matt Groom and I'm joined by Daniel Van Essen, who is a classifier, expert classifier, who's been giving us all the knowledge on how these categories are decided for these athletes.
Yeah, it's a lot when you see it the first time, but you get used to it pretty quickly, I guess. Yeah.
And Daniel, something that people were asking me about after the Innsbruck competition is let's say you're a disabled athlete, you have an impairment. Is it easy to get into this sport?
Well, yeah, you have to be trained well. It's not you cannot show up, started climbing yesterday and expect you to be on the World Cup. So you have to be. That's what we want to see, like well-trained athletes with disabilities, and yeah, who can excite everyone. And that's probably what we're going to see today.
Exactly, because this is the cream of the crop. This is the best of the best here competing tonight, and the general strength of everyone here is so advanced. We're really seeing the elite of the paraclimbing world here tonight in Briançon. The crowd filtering into the stadium, the floodlights are on, lighting up our wall. As darkness starts to creep in, dusk just settles on Briançon, and our athletes are waiting just off stage to be announced. We are getting 3 athletes, I think, climbing at the same time here.
So a lot of action is going on.
Lots of action. We'll try to keep you updated with it. It's going to be a battle for us as well. So much about to happen on our stage.
Bon, là, je peux vous dire que ça va friter sur ce mur pierreux, on va défier la gravité. Et elle nous a déjà sacrément impressionné, Lucia Capovilla, pour se placer là, à la 3e place. Encouragez-les si vous êtes... Est-ce qu'on a des Belges ici, là? Levez les bras, les Belges, un peu, que je localise. Il y en a toujours au moins 4 ou 5. Et ben non.
Right, let's have a look. That's Tim Schafferina. She gets ready to join us. And from Italy, that is Lucia Capovilla. Lucia, missing that left arm, you can see. Yeah, she will be able to use that stump to her advantage. The amount these athletes can get off that stump is incredible.
That's the merged class. We're talking about the limb deficiencies and the RP class.
The reason we're not seeing women's RP3 is one of the athletes isn't competing here tonight, so we've just got 3 on stage at the moment. On the right hand side, well, that's Lucia Capovilla from Italy.
Yeah, there you can see she's a congenital limb deficiency. She's still under her elbow joint she can use to hook and to get friction on the holes.
And it's Lucy Jarige. She's part of the RP3. Sorry, I thought they were coming out later, but that is the RP3 women's on that scary looking slab. I think she came in from the other side of the stage, is why we didn't see her on screen at the beginning, but she's climbing on the left.
Yeah, look at Frederic. He always climbs without chalk, as we saw in Innsbruck as well. It's crazy.
Yeah, I would want a lot of chalk. Wow, we've got a 4-way screen. Look at that, as all 4 of our athletes get stuck into their routes.
So Frederic is entering the undercling section without chalk.
Yeah, Frederic on that 7C. He's halfway up the wall already, climbing very quickly for him. Had a good performance in Innsbruck. And Lucy Jarige on the left, on the bottom left. She's on this terrifying slabby section.
Oh, wow. Was a good dyno.
Good dyno, and he's still swinging loose as he now rests a little bit. Shaking out their left hand. Tim Schafferina is on the red holds, that's 6C. Just nearing the steepest section of his route.
Yeah, you can clearly see the problems with his right arm.
Pour celui qui subit là, c'est Fred. Hein. Fred, il prend des jets. Attention à l'Autrichien, dommage. Et dommage terminé pour Tim.
We lose Tim from the wall.
Il a pas réussi à
About a quarter way up that.
cette prise.
So Tim comes down. Slightly disappointed there, I think, from him. Meanwhile, Lucia Capivilla is on the top left of the screen. She's in the bottom quarter of her route. And oh, look at that big cut loose.
It's a dynamic route.
That's Frederick. We lost Frederick there on that green 7C. And we're down to our last two athletes in their categories. Remember, these athletes aren't competing against each other. They're all in separate categories. Just lots of action going on all at the same time. Lucia Capivilla gets a high right heel hook in order to rest just before the steep part of the wall shakes out.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot now going on with all the athletes in the merge class. Yeah, I think.
Lucia gets still with that big heel hook on. She looks to bump up that right hand, starting to struggle a little bit on this difficult purple route. Lucie Jarige. We lose Lucia from that big jump. Gets twisted up in the rope. I hope she's going to be okay. Tries to stop the swing. And we turn our attention now to Lucie. Lucie Jarige climbing that traverse section with one leg. Unbelievable performance, that impairment. And now though, how is she going to work this move out? Because she needs to jump that right leg up somehow, using the bottom of her leg just to gain a little bit of height. What a performance from her. Surely one of the most difficult pieces of climbing you can ask someone to do with a lower leg impairment, or an amputation in her case.
Yeah. This is super interesting.
Yeah, fascinating here, watching her work this out. She needs to press in now in order to get that right foot upgraded. What a performance on this slab. It's incredible to see.
It's like to see the new route now.
It climbs. We finally lose Lucy at the top third of that route. You're right, Daniel, because it became something different. The blind climbers were having to slab climb it. Well, Lucy there, she had to use a completely different method in order to get
pressing up and everything, and
Right, I told you it would be hectic. It certainly was. We had 4 athletes at the same time. Remember, they're all in different categories, not competing against each other. And we'll update you on the scores as they come through. But our first few athletes are done now.
Next big round coming up.
Exactly. We've only got 3 in women's RP3, 4 athletes competing in all the other categories. And all of our walls, all of our routes being used at the same time, which is great to see. Belays just getting themselves ready for the next section of athletes coming up. And we're about to see Sebastian Debke, who will be joining me after his round.
Who got me here?
Right, we're seconds away from the next set of athletes to join us. Just see Sebastian entering with the white helmet on in the middle. The athletes will get.
Yeah, as you can see, Sebastian walking. He's a severe ankylosing spondylitis. It's a rheumatic disease, and so his spine is fully fixed as his hips. So it's really hard to move his legs, and with his shoulders, he has also problems. We'll see how we can manage with this steep route.
There's Jasmine Plank there, getting clipped on, ready to go.
Yeah, Jasmine from Austria. Being in the RP2 class.
littéralement d'incliner son corps.
Right, there's Sebastian Diepke starting off his route. He was absolutely chuffed to be in the finals here tonight. Didn't think he'd actually get through, and now he's going to give it his all. Such a strong climber as well.
Oh, ça va plaire aux Espagnols, ça.
Elisa Martin there. She starts off on this slabby section of the route. Ivan Germain, Pascual getting started on the hardest of our 4 routes here tonight. At 7C, and there is our quad split, I'm going to call it. Let's go with that. So all the athletes start up the routes. They're all in the initial third. Ivan, though, getting involved in the thuggery of that 7C.
Let's see how we can push up into these underclings.
Sebastian Diepke slightly struggling down low here at the moment. We want to work out the sequence of this route. Shouting down the hold is loose, I think. Sebastian, one of the IFS, works a lot with the IFSC. As he cuts loose there, gets his feet around. Ivan on the bottom right, he takes a moment to rest. On the left, Elisa Martin on that slab. She's approaching the traverse now, goes up to the crimp.
Almost all athletes in the big overhang now.
Yeah, this is when things start to get pumpy.
Jasmine having a neurological and progressive disease.
Elisa Martin. Oh, we lose our first athlete. There's Jasmine Plank. Jasmine takes the swing down to the ground in an initial first half, really, of that purple route. So
Sebastian's still going, cutting loose with his feet.
Yeah, Sebastian fighting. He's struggled down low and has picked it up. Sebastian swings out, and then finally we lose Sebastian from that route. Swings and smiles from Sebastian. And that is Ivan. We've just lost Ivan high up on the route. He dropped into your camera shot. And Elisa Martin, well, she's our last athlete left on the wall, so we'll join her for the traverse. Elisa now, she'll need to work her way out onto that black traverse section. Just trying to work out this sequence, crossing back that left leg. And then brings the right through, getting the sequence sorted. She's going to have to match that hold, which she does, and then reaches up for the side pull. Not much of an edge going on that, more sloper. Just tiptoes her fingers round, trying to get some purchase from the pads onto that texture surface, which she does, and now gets stood up, inside flagging with the left foot. Awkward for her, this maneuver, this move. She's going to look to get into that undercling, bumping the right foot down, just working her way across. But now there's a big span here, Martin. Sorry, Daniel.
No worries.
I'll call you Martin, Daniel. How about that? Just shaking out that left. And that's the calf pump I was talking about earlier, because it is a slab. It might not necessarily be in the arms. It's going to be in the legs where you start to feel it. Getting 2 hands on the undercling. Trying to work the feet out. She will have to remember time, of course. And now she needs to make quite a big move on the right-hand side. Now she eyes up the next. Now I'm going to say goodbye to Daniel now. Daniel, thank you so much for joining me here today. We're going to swap over with Sebastian. Cheers, Daniel. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. There was a lot of actions going on now. yeah, I'm curious to see how the finals gonna work out today.
Awesome,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you, Daniel. Cheers for joining me, and I'll see you later on. Right, let's get back to Elisa here. Elisa. She gets through that traverse section. Now, reaching out with the left, she's got to work it out. We've seen quite a few athletes at this point not know what to do with that hand. If it's a side pull, if it's a crimp. Gets the undercling, though. Makes it work. And now she's got to do a big push-up on that right leg. Makes it look easy, though. Into the crimps, which she nails, locks in. And she'll move on to the final section of this route, these dual textured holds. You need to keep weight through your feet. I think she might have been timed out there. She has been. Elisa Martin comes down from the wall. Fantastic performance from her. Struggled through that initial part and then seemed to find her momentum through the traverse. So another round done, another four-way split of action finished. And we await our next set of athletes out onto our lead wall here tonight. About to be joined by Sebastian Demke, fresh from his climb on the wall. This is how we like to do it for the IFSC. We literally grab them while they're still out of breath. Sebastian, you are actually breathing hard. How was it out there?
I still have my harness on.
He does. He still has his arms on.
That doesn't matter.
This is how dedicated Sebastian is to join me in the commentary box here today.
Nice to be back with you, Matt. Hi.
Lovely to have you, Sebastian. Go on then, talk us through. You were on that red route just now.
The red route, yes. Starts easy, big holds, good holds. And if it gets steeper, holds are still good, but it's more 3D climbing. That's also why I choose to take my helmet, because I cannot look up. So there's a high danger that I injure my head by slamming it into some volumes. And yeah, I turned out good. I found a loose foothold, but I think the route setters are fixing it, so didn't cause me any problem.
Awesome job, man. Well, I'll let you get your breath back for a sec. You just chill as we watch Christiane Lutzighausen. She starts off on the slabs. Christiane from the Netherlands. And there is Solène Piret. She gets herself ready to go. Solène in the RP2 category. RP stands for neurological or physiological impairment, but they are being joined by the AL category. So the AU category.
So on the left, my teammate Corbinian Frank getting his shoes on. And Corbinian, you may wonder what is his impairment. Corbinian slipped on ice and the car drove over him. And incredible, he survived. And now he's climbing together here with us in his final RP1 route.
You know him well. Is this a kind of route that will suit him?
Yes. Corbinian, you might know, he's climbing slow, but he has incredible strength. And he has a little bit coordination problems on the right side. But I'm pretty sure he will get to very good heights there on this route. I think it will suit to his style. So for AL2, we have Oko. Oko has had a motorcycle accident at the age of 16. And yeah, he's now also a mountain guide, very experienced outdoor climber. And yeah, we did also stuff together outside. And yeah, he's in the competition scene for a while. And always a good candidate for Podium.
And he gets stuck into this route, the hardest one there. It's about 7C to 7C plus. Top left is Solène Piret.
So Corbinian working himself through the volumes. Easy there for him.
Sebastian, we watched you have a little moment down low here. This is where there was that possible loose hold you saw, or the loose hold you saw.
Yeah, somewhere, I think it was somewhere there. It didn't distract me from climbing. I just passed by and told the belayers to fix it. And I saw someone route setters were coming up on stage when I left, so it's fixed.
See, this is why you're here, Sebastian. You've got to find all the problems going on and fix them immediately. You are the fixer of the IFSC. And it's lovely to have you in the commentary box with me.
Yeah, that's Christiane Lüttichhusen.
Yeah, Christiana starting on the slabs.
And looks like interesting dual texture there. Now it's for me the first moment to see the routes, by the way, because I only was here for observation. I only could see my route. So now it's interesting to see what the others have got to climb.
Let me give you a quick run through. Purple, Endurance Vest. Red, Kalimnos 3D.
Okay.
The slab is Terra, and the right is a thuggy, horrible 7C+. Does that about get you up to speed?
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, so Lenpidi manages herself very good to do this steep section. Her amputation is congenital, so it's from birth. And yeah, for the AU2, it depends a lot on the length of the stump, how far you can reach. So, and for example, the diameter. So, how small can the positive hole be that it works for you? So, Corbinian have a good fight there. Come on.
Yeah, he's into the steepest section of this route. And we should pay attention to Urko down bottom right at the moment because he's making great progress on that green route, nearing the lip now of the head wall. Ah, so dynamic with his style.
Urko chooses to climb without prosthesis. AL2 climbers may decide if they want to climb with or without. If you climb without, it gives you a weight advantage. But on the other side, every time you change feet, you're hanging 100% on your arms. So if it's overhanging, you're in a better position without. Oh,
we lose Urko in the pockets at the top of that route. That's the highest we've seen so far, though.
And if you climb with prosthesis, you're better in slabs, for example, if you need balancing moves.
Solène Piré, she takes a fall high up on her route, spinning down with the ropes.
As I said, Corbinian, incredible endurance, he's still on the wall.
Yeah, he's fighting through, but we're about to see what could be a top from Christiane Lüttichhusen.
And
yes,
there's the top.
Top for her. Only the second top we've seen of that route so far. She's happy with that. Corbin getting himself all wedged in on that wall.
Yeah, there you see his coordination problems on the right. When he has to grab up, you see he's slightly shivering and having problems to hit the hold in the right way. And that's where, when the pump kicks in, his impairment gets more and more visible. There's a lot in the wall and you have to sort it out in the right way.
Yeah, he's getting really involved with the 3D style of this route. You can use it to your advantage. There are rests to be had in that environment.
Yeah, we were discussing if there are some no-hand rests, but we were not sure if there's one, and I think it's route setters made it pretty tricky. Qualifications there were some, but here it looks like not that much. They really want to pump us.
Yeah, that is the crux, reaching around that yellow volume as he just goes upside down. Bit of Spider-Man impression there from Corbin. 360, does he get extra points for that, or is that not part of the rules?
Just from the public.
Well, I give him star points. 20 star points for that man there.
Yeah, after climbing, you need a rest.
Absolutely, and he's taking it. Done.
There you see a happy man.
Great performance from him. So good to see the athletes together, everyone supporting each other here tonight in Briançon. And if you're just joining us wondering who this new voice in the commentary box is, well, I'm joined by Sebastian Debke, who's just been climbing, and he was so out of breath when he came in. I mean, he's still wearing his helmet, his harness.
My harness, yeah. Yeah, I'm, so if you haven't explained it yet, I'm the chair of the Paraclimbing Committee, so the one who leads the development of the paraclimbing sport itself in the IFSC, and I'm also the IFSC athlete representative, so I'm speaking for their interest in front of the IFSC. And yeah, it's a pleasure to be here in the commentary box. I mean, Matt called me on Tuesday, saying "Oh, Seb, I'm so happy we're going to do the commentary again." And I was saying "Hey, wait a moment, there's a slight chance that I get to finals." And guess what happened today? I was a bit shocked, to be honest.
I wasn't shocked, Sebastian. I knew you could do it. And as much as I didn't want to lose you from the commentary box, I much would rather you on the wall doing what you do best in the world. So it was awesome to see you perform. Perform, is that the right word? Climb. You're performing anyway. I think you were performing. It was a great...
Yeah, and climbing was so much fun here. Also in qualification, the route setting, I must say, is getting better and better and better. I cannot even imagine this. Where are they pulling these things wrong? And that's, they're doing a great job here. And the IFSC made a good plan so that at each competition there's one setter from the event before. So you have an ideal exchange of knowledge on the latest status in the paraclimbing scene. And that will continue the whole season like this.
Yeah, this is the second round of the Paraclimbing World Cup. We saw the first round in Innsbruck. Do go back and re-watch that live stream after this one if you haven't seen it. Thierry Delarue, he's going to get started on that 7C.
So Thierry is climbing with a prosthesis. Gives him an advantage in not that much overhang terrain, but Thierry is at... I would put money on him for the win. So...
there we go, you've heard it here first, go place your bets. Angelo Zella gives us a nice smile as he gets ready, shaking out, preparing himself for his route.
So Angelino is sitting in a wheelchair, and Angelino had an accident with his paragliding. Fell from 20 meters to the ground, and there you see what he's still able to do.
He's campusing. Has he got any use of his legs?
No, not much. You see, he can pull them up a little bit. And if the route setters set volumes in, let's say, less vertical environments on the wall, then you have a chance to put them on there and take a bit of the weight off. But he's not good in that because he has not that much coordination in his legs. So his only way is to be fast and to go as far as possible.
He faces the wall, Angelino.
360.
360 for style. Can you campus 6C plus at your local wall, 55 degrees overhanging?
And smiling at the same time, please.
It's just amazing to watch this. So much strength and burliness. This is my kind of climbing. Forget about footwork. Just thug it out.
Yeah, if you want to see footwork, watch Thierry.
Exactly. We got split screen. Watch some delicate footwork on the right and some muscle power on the left.
Thierry, by the way, had a motorcycle accident, and there's where his amputation is coming from. And you see, he can use his prosthesis for like balancing and compensating a swing, or just here putting it against the wall.
Angelino making progress towards the top here. There's about 4 holds to go.
Wow. Come on, Angelino. Show us the top.
I think he's going to have to match this though, and he's starting to struggle here a little bit. Almost doing a one-arm pull-up there in order to get into position. Finally, we lose him. And I tell you what, in the time he was climbing, he's attracted so many people to watch him on the stage. Everyone's just been sucked in to see him.
All the time. He topped both qualification routes, by the way, so he told me before he's tired. To be honest, I didn't see much of that.
No, I didn't either. Not at all. Thierry, meanwhile, he uses that energy, and he's on the final section of his wall as he gets into the pockets. Big left undercling here, but delicate footwork required, and he muscles his way upwards.
Come on, Thierry. Come on. There you see good use of both legs.
We just lose him on the second to last hold there. Shakes his head, but what a performance from him. That will be enough at the moment for a podium, we would think. We'll see confirmation of all the results in a couple of seconds.
I don't know my result yet.
You don't know your result?
I don't know. Let's wait. I don't want to know it now.
Sebastian can find out with us. How exciting is that? It truly is live here tonight. Athletes being updated in the commentary box. I love this.
Weather looking fine. Bit of blue skies. I think no risk for rain today.
Makes a change, doesn't it, after the last couple of weeks of torrential rain that we've had in the Alps?
Oh, yeah. By the way, we talked about it before. In Innsbruck, we were the only final among all disciplines which got not interrupted or distracted by rain.
That's very true.
So I hope we don't take the rain less time away from the others.
Nah, they're not going to punish us. We're here for a good evening here tonight.
Oh, sure.
The podiums will come after the competition, and we've got one more round of climbing madness for you. We'll soon be joined by the women's RP1, men's RP3 and men's RP2, although the RP1 will be combined with the AL. Sebastian's just getting confirmation of his score here. Sebastian, hang on, we're just getting confirmation. I think, Sebastian, you are on the podium. In fact, you have got a bronze. You're being surrounded by cameras here in the box as we speak. I mean, Sebastian, how do you feel? Bronze medal.
Yeah, I don't know. Amazing.
Give me a hug, man. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Oh,
well,
man.
We've got to quickly look at the women's RP3. That was the results there. Sorry, everything's going on at the same time here tonight. There it is, Sebastian Debker in third place, followed by Corbien Frank in second, and Angelino Zella in first place. And a bronze medal for Sebastian.
Wow.
There we go. You couldn't get that anywhere else, but live sport as Sebastian receives his bronze medal in the commentary box here with us tonight.
My last bronze medal was also here in Briançon, 2018.
There we go. Let's have a look at the men's AL2 lead. Thierry Delarue in first place, Urco Carmona in second, and Ivan Germain Pascual in third for Spain. That's our podium places for the men's AL2 final. So we're almost finished here tonight. One more round to go. So we just look at the women's RP2 lead results. Solène Piret, 38 for the win. Jasmine Plank in second with 29. Lucia Capavilla in third with 19. And the other next round of athletes are being announced at the moment. This is the RP1.
So now we have women RP1. You see here as well athletes in a wheelchair. We have Eva on stage, and this is due to merging. If a sport class does not reach the minimum criteria, they are combined because it's better to compete against someone who's maybe in a totally different situation compared to stay at home and not being able to compete at all.
Yeah, so we are going to see a difference in these athletes here tonight in this, but it is done to be as fair as possible.
Yeah, we try in the Paraclimbing committee, we discuss these things, we monitor results of competition carefully, and we try to make a decision on which categories are fair to compete together. I mean, we know it's never fair, and this part of the unfairness has to be compensated by route setting. So for example, if we have someone who's wheelchair based, like Pavitra for example, she's here the third to left. And very left, you see Marta from Spain. She's not a wheelchair, also climbing RP1. So if the route setter would put things like, for example, side hold, undercling on there, you know who's going to most likely fall off there. So the route setters are then compensating these differences, and we see it's working better and better every time. And that's good progress, I think, because before it was more in a way like we see the starting list and we already know how it ends. And today it was like we were talking with the RP1s, and behind the wall we're like anything can happen. No one knows, especially in the qualification. There was that even AU1 in the category, so the one-arm climbing, and it's a funny mixture.
And that is our women's RP3 lead finalists. They'll be out with us in a couple of minutes. RP standing for neurological or physiological impairment, and they're joined by the AL category, which is the amputee lower limb or limb deficiency. It's amazing to see a lead wall with all those ropes crossed like that. It looks like some kind of strange circus performance we're about to see with athletes all over the place on those ropes. It's so exciting to watch.
It's vertical gymnastics.
That is a better way to describe it. Vertical gymnastics. Perfect, Sebastian. Thank you.
Men RP2, we have Philipp Rosek, Kevin Bartke, both from Germany, my teammates. Moa Michael Sapir from Israel and Bastien Thomas from France. Men RP3, we have Gregor Selak from Slovenia, Mathieu Besnard from France, joined by his teammate Romain Pagnou, and Iman Edrizi
Edrizi, yeah.
from Iran. They made it here.
They did, and I chatted to him earlier, and he was just excited to be climbing. He came over, had a chat to me. He couldn't wait to get going.
Yeah. It's coming from Iran in these times with all the COVID regulations. It's not that easy. I tried to make it to Innsbruck, but it didn't work out. So until last minute, we didn't know if they would make it here or not. So we're pretty happy to see them yesterday arriving.
Yeah, all the athletes joining us in Briançon. This is the paraclimbing tonight. Tomorrow we've got a day off. And then on Saturday we have the semi-finalists of the Lead World Cup. And then for Sunday will be the finals of the Lead World Cup. I'll be here all week with a variety of different people in my commentary box helping me out, calling the action along the way.
If you're around, you can stop by.
You can
and watch
stop
it
by.
live.
That's very true. Come to Briançon, watch this amazing event. There's an enormous field for you to chill in. There's stands, there's climbing walls, a whole load going on here.
Lots of outdoor climbing around, beautiful outdoor climbing. It's definitely worth it coming here, and it's not just the Paraclimbing World Cup here and Lead World Cup, it's even more. It's 1 week full of a mountain festival, so to say, with other competitions, French youth, French national, it's every year, I think, one of the biggest and also with most emotions events, because they have got lots of spectators here on the soccer field in front of the wall.
Yeah, and that crowd has been filtering all evening. There's volunteers, photographers everywhere. It's just such an exciting environment to be part of. It's something I'm very privileged to be part of, wandering around looking.
So there we've got the AL2 discussing the routes they were climbing. Team Belgium and Team France, Thierry and Frey having a discussion here. Always nice to share beta with the other athletes and also to discuss about the route setting. Was it fair comparison right to left side amputation is always a critical question, because the route setters have to make it fair that that fits for both sides, no matter if you're climbing with a prosthesis, without, or for example if it's the right or the left side which is affected.
And this is one of those sports that's currently in development phase. We're trying to improve it all the time, and things like analysing routes, that's important in order to progress the sport.
Yes. As a part of my job is to collect all this feedback together and then report it to the IFSC, to the event organizer, to the route setters, and to make the best of it and to the next step. And this process is working really, really well, because you see improvements every time, and that's how things should go. So there we've got Gregor Selak from Slovenia checking his climb on the RP3 route. Gregor has MS, multiple sclerosis, which affects a little bit his left leg. So RP3, higher number, means less severe impairment. Especially in the RP3 in comparison to the RP1, you're having bigger difficulties to spot their impairment, to see what their actual problem is. But he has an impairment. Even if you might see like, hey, where is it? He can compensate very good. So there we have Philipp Rosek from Germany, climbing the RP2 finals. Philipp had a serious car accident, and he is a good example for an athlete who is very experienced. He climbed up to 9A in the past, and he has severe neurological impairments.
Andrea Sanchez, she makes up our last athlete climbing at the same time here tonight.
So Mata had a horse riding accident and it's caused a neck spinal fracture. There we see Gregor lifting off in his final route.
So Gregor gets himself underway. Fairly straightforward to start with there. Some quite big holds, but we know the pump grows and grows on that 7C route in the middle. All three athletes on the front face of this wall, so they're all on the overhang.
Philipp also making good progress on his route. He is also neurological affected.
And we have a split screen showing a wide on the top left, so you can keep an eye on all three of the athletes, and then our individual split screens so you can cheer. And there's a lot going on here, but we'll call the action as it happens as Marta, well, she's on the bottom section, and a huge cut loose then from Gregor. Almost horizontal on the wall, such core strength in order to bring that back in.
Yeah, Gregor has more problems on recovering as he'd climbed the qualification today in the morning. He's now pretty exhausted in comparison to maybe to other climbers, so he's more in a better position if finals and qualifications are spread over multiple days. Philip Rozek also looking very comfortable in the upper right side of the split screen.
Yeah, he's cruising through. We haven't seen any tops on that route yet, so it would be good to see
that
go down. As he reaches through the crux, that is the hardest bit. Philip's on now. And now he's having to fight, as you can see, as he matches that hold, and we lose. Philip Rozek.
Looked like a slip with his hands.
And on the bottom right, that's Gregor Selak. He's still going strong. You said he was tired, but he's not looking tired at the moment as he reaches the final part of this route. But this really is where we know the difficulties start, this pocket section.
Marta sorting out the holds and lots of options there in the overhanging part of the route.
Yeah, that route, almost every hold on a volume on that route. So cool to see. Some of the first things I noticed when I walked into the stadium was just how creative the route setters had been with the volumes, just creating a whole new texture to this wall. Gregor goes up to the two finger pockets, choosing back two in those.
Come on, Gregor.
Are we going to see an athlete get to the dyno on that green route? It's coming up soon, 2 holds to go. And now he struggles a little bit, shakes out. Flatty's coming up. Dancing his feet through beautifully. Up with the left, 1 more hold to go before the pop for the top for Gregor.
Come on, Gregor. Oh!
Just loses that top.
The pump was kicking in hard at last moves.
Yeah, it was a good fight from him.
I think he's satisfied with that performance. So
Marta, oh, we lose Marta as well. About halfway up her route again, perhaps pump, perhaps fatigue kicking in a little. What a round. Gregor did so well to get to the top of that route there. You've obviously known him for a while on the scene, looking around. A kind of route that would suit him, do you think?
I don't know, to be honest, because RP3 athletes normally they can't climb normal routes, and it's very difficult to say who is in advantage here or not. So most likely their routes are the hardest ones that we have on the wall. So difficulty there, you said, is?
I was just wondering if it was his style of route, perhaps, that 7C we just watched him on.
Maybe it was the fatigue from the morning. We'll see, I think, with the next competitors.
Exactly, well, we've got 2 more to come. Some of the athletes coming out onto the stage right now. And there is Eva Mol from the Netherlands. She couldn't wait to compete either. I was chatting to her in the isolation zone and she was just so psyched for this moment. She gets that down jacket off. It has got a bit chilly here as night starts to set on Briançon. It's 9 o'clock Central European time.
Eva has a progressive muscle disease. So she has reduced muscle power, and she has lots of climbing experience from the past because she was part of the Dutch youth squad, and she climbed 7C in the past. So on the very right side you see Kevin Barke from Germany. Kevin is an AU2 climber, so it's an amputee upper limb or limb deficiency. So he has one and a half arms left to climb.
And that is Mathieu Besnard from France in front of his home crowd as he comes into the overhanging section of that 7C. Climbing nicely, shaking out, letting that left leg drop down. And Eva, she moves quickly through the bottom section. You can see Mathieu using those underclings well to come across, but as we know, the underclings can be sapping unless you get it exactly right. And again, he cuts loose.
On peut l'applaudir à Mathieu Bénard, ça part fort quand même pour le français, il est en confiance.
So much climbing. If you'd missed it, I tell you what, come here, look at this. Every angle you could want. And Eva Mole.
Come on, Eva, come on.
Now coming into the steeper part of the wall.
How difficult is it for her to use her legs? We saw her in a wheelchair when she came out onto the stage. It looks like she's putting weight through those legs now, but it is difficult.
She can do a few steps, but not very far. So she is wheelchair bound, and makes no sense for her to not use it, in my opinion. Yeah, as a joke, I would say she climbs by far better than she walks. And she's not the only one in the paraclimbing community who does that.
That's something you said to me, Sebastian, back in Innsbruck, that the athletes become able-bodied when they climb again. And it's like their disability, their impairment goes for them, and they just get to enjoy being on the wall and absolutely crushing it.
Yeah, I think it's a good question also. Do you feel impaired while you're climbing? Do you wonder maybe like, oh, if I would have more like an arm here like Kevin, then I could stick this move, or if it just stay like, hey, that's the way it is, and just give my best.
Well, we've seen some best, because we're just watching Mathieu topping out that green route, which we haven't seen before. We lost Eva.
So Eva actually has reduced muscle power, and she's now really tired. She's hanging like this, but no worries, she's fine.
Yeah, Eva giving absolutely everything, as you can see, leaving nothing behind on the wall, and she will get helped now. Great performance from her, but what a top from Mathieu. Sticking that dyno and certainly moving into the lead at the moment. Eva just taking a moment to settle herself. As the expert organisers just make sure everything's okay. We just take a brief pause. Now Eva looks like she's recovering, and as you said, Sebastian, just leaving nothing behind there.
Giving her a moment. Give her a moment. That's.
There we go. Round of applause for Eva. She exits the stage with a big smile on her face. What a fight from her.
Official is also satisfied. Yeah, the question is, why are you climbing? For example, I never complain, or I think like, oh, if I would have more flexibility, this would be so much easier here. It's like, no. The question is, are you searching for problems or for solutions? And to be honest, while I'm climbing, I just use what's there, and I don't feel that impaired. That's just the way I am. And it's fine like this. I try to make the best of it. It's like with the weather. No matter what happens, the weather doesn't care about if you have the clothes there or not. It's you who is the only component in this, who can change with your inner perception and your inner opinion on that.
Sebastian, I think that's some very wise words there, and something we could all learn from that statement from Sebastian. Write that down somewhere and have a look at that next time you're struggling, I tell you. Well, we have three more athletes. Romain Pagenaud, he's out in the middle of our route, of our wall.
More up here on the right. More is climbing without fingers. He was doing the Annapurna trek in 2014, and there was a big snowstorm, and 44 people died, also his friends. Luckily he survived, but he lost his fingers due to frostbite, so the only thing which is left is half of a thumb on both sides. And yeah, having no fingers, no reason not to climb. It's incredible what you can do just with your hands, without fingers.
And of course, he had an amazing competition in Innsbruck a couple of weeks ago.
So, on the bottom left side, Pavitra starting off. Do you see she has no legs? Pavitra was born like this, and having no legs gives you a good weight advantage.
Yeah, she's so exciting to watch. Again, campusing her way up this route. And what I love about her style of campusing is it's so precise when she does it. I think when a lot of people campus, they're just literally slamming up for the holds and hoping for the best. She's so accurate.
Yeah, she has incredibly blocking strength, and it's a pure pleasure to watch her climbing. You see, the harness she has is not something that you can buy at your local climbing store. It's made especially for this.
Pavitra, though, she's going to have to work this section out because it requires this left swing out. She's got to keep a bit of momentum in order to do it. She does. Absolute expert.
Allez, allez, allez pour la Belgique. Il y avait Isabelle Simone.
Romain Pangoud taking a short rest in the middle of the overhang on the green route on the bottom right side.
More Michael doing really well on the right there. He's on the boulder problem of that route. He's got to turn that volume on the left-hand side, match it, and then bump up with the right. Pavitra signals to the crowd that she wants some help. Come on, if you're watching at home, scream at your screen, please. And now she's got this pressy moves. It turns from campusing to almost mantling as she gets a little bit of a rest high up on this route, which might just give her the beans to finish it off.
All three climbers approaching the anchor.
Yeah, the end is in sight for all three here. Pavitra, she's starting to struggle, but she stretches out right. And now she needs a big move up left, but she's not. She's teetering her fingers up right.
Oh dear, not as good as it looks from the ground. There it is. There you go. Come on, Pavitra, you can do it.
It's awkward. It's technical, and we lose her from the top of the wall. But what a performance! Meanwhile, more Michael. Here he's going to top out as well if he can just finish this last sequence. So more Michael on these side pulls now as he brings the right into match.
Come on, Maury. Show us the top here. See, he can hold these crimps just with his hands. And there's the top.
It is another top for that man, more Michael Sapir. Fist pumps as he comes down from the wall. What a top from him. And thank you, Sebastian, for telling us some of these stories behind these performances. Another round done. I hope you get a moment to catch your breath back at home. We haven't finished yet.
I think Sapir is one of the great examples of, even if you're in a very, very hard situation, there's always a way. He could have easily died there in the Annapurna trek. And yeah, search for him on the web. You can find his story there. He even was there again, and he did the trek again. So followed by camera. It's an amazing story. So now more discussing with Kevin last moves, and
Allez, messieurs, dames, présentation des deux
Yeah, you can see, I mean, they've tried that route themselves. They know the difficulties of it. They'll understand where he's coming from.
It's always interesting if you, because you're discussing before and the isolation, and then to see what turned out as was right or wrong.
Yeah, everyone gathering at the front of the stage in order to watch this final couple of runs here in the paraclimbing finals. The second round of the IFSC Lead Paraclimbing Cup.
There we have Bastien Thomas from France. Bastien is wearing a helmet, also for safety reason. Same reason why I choose to climb with a helmet.
Okay, Iman just takes off his mask there.
I've got Imam from Israel.
Will we see another top on this route? We know it's possible now. We've seen it happen. Our last two athletes getting underway here tonight in Briançon. We've had a packed night already. Do go back and watch it if you're just joining us. See the rest of the competitors here tonight.
Bastien Thomas on the right had a bicycle accident and which caused brain injuries, and that's the reason also why he needs to protect his head. He has lots of coordination problems, which make him eligible for RP2.
So both athletes coming up to halfway through their routes now. Iman in this underclinging part of the wall, which you have to move through quickly, which he does. Just though taking a little second to recompose on this, and now the big bump out with the left will come. And Bastien Thomas, well, again, speed rocketing up this route.
A dynamic move from Iman on the left was pretty confident. Looks good.
Yeah, both these men climb with confidence at the
There
moment.
you see, that's why he has a helmet. Good choice.
Yeah, strap a lid on, kids. And adults, I need reminding often.
For me, it's like the head is way more free. If you know you have the helmet, then you don't have to take care that much of where you put your head. So you're way more free for climbing with a helmet.
Thomas makes the boulder problem look easy here. He's on the final part of his route. We just saw Moussapir top out. Thomas Bastien, he's in the final seconds. It's been so quick. We blinked and missed it almost, but now he nears the top.
Come on.
Final traverse to go from him. He's barely stopped on this route at all, crossing through out to the good crimps. One final move to go for him. Pops for the top and gets it, and a big scream from him.
There it is. You don't need to match to get the top in lead in comparison to boulder. And now let's see what happened here on the RP3 route. Can he top the route?
Well, this is the dyno. Let's see if he can make it stick.
Already being pumped. No!
We just lose him. It looked like he readjusted, and when he readjusted, that's when the fall came.
Almost.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our climbing done for this evening. We'll get a confirmation of that final round in a minute with the leaderboard. And then, of course, we have the podiums, where the man next to me, Sebastian, will be on the podium.
I still have to take my harness off.
That's true. Keep it on for the whole thing. Have you got a speech prepared? Are you ready?
A speech?
Oh, you're going to have to speak. They're going to put a mic.
I hope not.
I'm winding you up, don't you worry. You're just going to get a trophy, a medal, and then I hope you drink a lot of champagne. Let's have a look at our leaderboards for men's RP2. Bastien Thomas, we just saw him, and it went down to time, 2:37 for his top, just beating Michael Sapir into second place. And then Kevin Buck in third with 39 plus. That's our top three.
Please, we call all the athletes, all the medalists. Please, can you come behind the wall, please, for all the category. We are waiting you.
Men's RP3, Romain Pagnot in first with a top. Mathieu Besnard also topping out in second. And Iman Edrich in third place.
L'avantage, au moins, c'est que les Français comprennent bien. Il n'y a pas besoin de faire de traduction.
And finally, women's RP1 lead, Patricia van der Hoven. She takes first place. What a performance from her. Followed by Eva Moll and Marta Salinero in third place. Pavitra, we watched campus her way up that route. It's always amazing to see her climb, and a victory, another victory for her.
Definitely.
So, our wall now, spotlit. And I think we're going to have to say goodbye to Sebastian because the podium is being prepared, and I know you have a date with that podium, sir, so you should go over there.
I think so too, yes.
Sebastian, it's a pleasure, as always, to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much that we can do this commentary together. I enjoyed it a lot. To be honest, the first time in Innsbruck I jumped into very cold waters, and it was a totally new experience for me, but I liked it.
You swam, mate, trust me on it. You go and enjoy that podium, and I'll talk to you very soon.
Okay.
Messieurs, dames, Nico, on va baisser un petit peu avant les podiums. Vous avez, allez manger, allez vous restaurer un peu à la buvette, tous les bénéfices reversés pour Briançon. Je vous rappelle que dans cette buvette, vous avez tout.
Right, goodbye to Sebastian. He's still getting his climbing gear off next to me. He'll be on the podium very, very soon. And that is our podium being prepared. Very soon the athletes will be coming out on stage receiving their much-deserved medals as we come to an end of our paraclimbing competition here in Briançon. And soon. So as we get ready to say goodbye to you, let me just update you on what's happening for the rest of the week. Tonight, of course, the paraclimbing finals. Tomorrow, a bit of a day off here in Briançon. Saturday, we see the semi-finals for the Lead World Cup. And Sunday are the finals. So set a reminder on YouTube. Make sure you come and join us for all of the climbing action, because we have a packed schedule here in Briançon for you tonight. I'll be heading off soon to talk to the athletes, interview them about their victories. We'll leave you now with the podium ceremony. Thank you so much for watching and joining us, and I'll see you soon.
Ça, c'est le travail des juges, les podiums dans une minute. Can we have the result, please, Mr. President? Vincent ou Émilie. Il faudra aussi penser à venir voir le DJ. Bon, messieurs, dames, allez faire un tour à la buvette, là, vous allez vous régaler. Puis vous avez le magasin Approche, vous avez Black Day, partenaire de la compétition, la Sportiva. Voilà, Rock Climber aussi, les associations qui sont présentes avec vous. Donc profitez, allez faire le tour, allez voir tout le monde. Podium, on y va dans une minute. Allez messieurs, dames, restez avec nous, on y va pour les podiums dans un instant. On fera la présentation de ceux qui remettront les médailles. On commencera par le podium B3 Women et ensuite on enchaîne les 9 podiums de cette soirée. Demain, journée off, mais vous pourrez quand même venir autour du mur. Gauthier, s'il y a des choses qui se passent ici, tu peux vite me rejoindre avant les podiums ou qu'on le dise après. Voilà, si demain l'espace de la Coupe du Monde de Briançon est ouverte et ensuite sinon ça sera les yeux sur le programme et samedi matin les qualifications de la Coupe du Monde féminine et masculine, 4e édition et 4e étape de la saison 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for Briançon IFSC Paraclimbing World Cup 2021. Please welcome the medalist for the Paraclimbing World Cup Women B3. The medals and trophies will be presented by Mr. Fabrizio Minimo, Technical Delegate of the International Federation of Sport Climbing, accompanied by Mr. Alain Carrière, President of the French Federation, and by Miss Émilie Desmoulins, in charge of sustainability for Briançon Serre Chevalier. Third place, bronze medalist, representing Slovenia, Tanja Glusic. Silver medalist, representing Italy, Michele Corti. Gold medalist and winner of the Briançon IFSC Paraclimbing World Cup 2021, representing Austria, Edith Scheinecker. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Austria. Ladies and gentlemen, the medalist! Allez, Briançon, donne de la voix, s'il vous plaît. Tanja Glusic, Michele Corti, Edith Scheinecker. Et bien sûr, with the guide. Thank you very much and congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the medalists for the Paraclimbing World Cup. Men, be free. Bronze medalist representing Italy, Simone Salvanin. Silver medalist representing Romania, Razvan Nedu.
Dong 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 dong.
Edith, congratulations on your victory tonight. How did it feel out there?
It is great. I can't believe, because it is the second medal this year in Innsbruck and Briançon. And I'm an old lady. I can't believe.
I don't think you're an old lady. I think you're an
And
absolute
I think it is
crusher.
the best gift to my daughter, because my daughter has birthday on Saturday and she will be 30 years old. It is the best gift I can give her,
Well, look,
I think.
Happy birthday to your daughter. Congratulations on your gold
many
medal.
thanks.
Enjoy your night.
Yeah, I will. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Romania. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Cup medalist. Applaudissements, round d'applause for Simone Salvanin, Razvan Nedu et Cosmin Florin Kendoy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the medalists for the Paraclimbing World Cup Women LP2. Third place and bronze medalist representing Italy, Lucia Capovilla. Silver medalist representing Austria, Jasmine Plank. Médaille d'or et vainqueur de la Coupe du Monde IFFC handi-escalade de Briançon 2021 représentant la France, Solène Piré. Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez vous lever pour la Marseillaise.
Razvan, congratulations on your victories and your medals here tonight. How was it for you?
Thank you. It was a good night for us. We have 2 medals, 1 gold and 1 silver, and Briançon, it's a very lucky place for us.
Well, guys, congratulations. Enjoy your evening and well done for tonight.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the World Cup medalist, Lucia Capovilla, Jasmine Plank et Solène Piré. Now, please welcome the medalists for the Paraclimbing World Cup Women RP3. Bronze medalist representing Italy, Elisa.
Solène, congratulations on your victory here tonight. It looked like a fight out there.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Congratulations on your victory tonight.
Yeah.
It looked like a real fight on the wall.
Yeah, it was a real fight, and I'm a bit disappointed because I sweep from the right hand. But yeah, it was nice route, but steep one and a hard one.
How is the rest of your season looking after this competition? What are you going to be up to?
After that, we have the World Championship in Moscow in September, and I would like also to go to the next World Cup in Los Angeles, but we'll see with the federation.
Well, best of luck for future competitions and congratulations on tonight.
Thank you.
Representing Netherlands, Christian Lutikhuizen. Gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Netherlands. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Cup medalist. Elisa Martin, Lucie Jarige et Christian Lutikhuizen. Now, please welcome the medalists for the Paraclimbing World Cup Men LP1. Bronze medalist representing
Christiana, congratulations on your victory.
you.
Talk me through it. How did it go out there?
It went so well. I'm so happy. I'm mostly in a state of disbelief, but I'm really happy about the climbing, and it was super fun. I can't believe it.
You seem a bit surprised. I mean,
I
were you
am.
even expecting that?
No, not at all. No, but I'm really happy, and like not much else to say.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on your
Thank
gold
you.
medal, worth all the hard work, and I hope you enjoy this moment.
Thank you so much. Yes, I enjoyed it so much. Thank you.
Gold medalist and winner of the Briançon IFSC Paraclimbing World Cup 2021, representing Austria, Angelino Zeller. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Austria. Now, please welcome the medalists for the Paraclimbing World Cup Men AL2.
Angelino, congratulations. You look like you're having such a good time. Campusing up there, smile on your face. What a moment for you.
Thank you, but first, my English is very bad. Yeah, it was an amazing event. I feel I'm very strong, and yeah, it was a good day for me, and I topped before the quality routes, and yeah, at the finals I came, yeah. I'm very happy.
Well, look, congratulations. I know that for me watching that, it was incredible, such an exciting moment. So well done and enjoy your victory.
Thank you very much.
Médaille d'or et vainqueur de la Coupe du Monde IFFC handi-escalade de Briançon 2021 représentant la France, Thierry Delarue. Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez vous lever pour l'hymne national, la Marseillaise. command World Cup medalist. Ivan German Pascual, Spain. Yurko Carmona, Baron Spain. Et Thierry Delarue, France. Please welcome the medalists for the Paraclimbing World Cup Women LP1. Bronze medalist representing Spain, Marta Peche Salinero. Silver medalist representing Netherlands, Eva Mol. Gold medalist and winner of the Briançon IFSC Paraclimbing World Cup 2021 representing Belgium, Pavitra van den Hoven. Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez
Thierry,
vous lever
congratulations
pour
on your victory. Well done.
Thank you. It was fun. The route was gymnic, and it was really cool to be here tonight.
Well, enjoy the victory in front of your home crowd.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome the medalists for the Paraclimbing World Cup Men RP2.
Pavitra, congratulations. It's always incredible to watch you climb. How are you feeling right now?
Good, fine. I'm really happy. It was a wonderful route and it was hard, but it was nice and it was really nice.
In the middle of the route, you turn around and cheer to the crowd. Did that help you?
Yeah, the support from the people I needed to don't give up and go to the top and climb further. So yes, it helps.
Well, Pavitra, enjoy every second of your victory. You really deserve it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Médaille d'or et vainqueur de la Coupe du Monde IFFC Handi Escalade de Briançon 2021 représentant la France, Bastien Thomas. Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez vous lever pour l'hymne national français. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Cup medalist, third place, Kevin Barker, second place, Mor Michael Sapir, and winner, Bastien Thomas. Please welcome the medalists for the Paraclimbing World Cup Men RP3. Bronze medalist representing Iran, Iman Idrissi. Médaille d'argent représentant la France, Mathieu Pinard. d'or et vainqueur de la Coupe du Monde IFSC handi-escalade de Briançon 2021 représentant la France, Romain Podium.
Thomas, congratulations on your victory. Climbing in front of your home crowd, that must have been a special win for you.
Bastien, toutes nos félicitations. Ça doit être un sentiment spécial de grimper en face de la foule de ton pays.
Ah oui, c'est une grosse motivation de grimper devant la famille et les amis.
For me, it was a great motivation to climb in front of my family and my friends, and I was very happy to do it.
Well, look, congratulations on your victory. We hope to see you on the podium very, very soon, once again.
Toutes nos félicitations et on espère te voir sur les podiums très très bientôt.
Moi aussi, j'espère bien être sur tous les podiums à venir.
Okay, me too. I hope I will be very soon in the highest march of the podium.
Gold,
Thanks. Gold medal. Thanks a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, the World Cup medalist. Bronze medal representing Iran, Iman Edrisi. Médaille d'argent, Mathieu Ménard et vainqueur, Romain Podium. Voilà, mesdames et messieurs, la fin de cette soirée. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of this Paraclimbing final. Congratulations, everyone. Enjoy the life. Have a good trip to go back home. I hope to see you Saturday and Sunday for the World Cup competition. Et pour le public, on se donnera rendez-vous demain, journée off. Samedi et dimanche, samedi à partir de 9h, qualification de la 4e étape de la Coupe du Monde de difficulté. Vous allez retrouver plein de nouveaux grimpeurs à un niveau exceptionnel. On souhaitera bonne route à tous les grimpeurs olympiques qui sont en chemin pour Tokyo avec les 15 jours de quarantaine qu'on leur fait subir juste avant les JO. Et nous on se retrouvera ici pour une 4e édition exceptionnelle. Merci Briançon, merci les bénévoles. Est-ce qu'on peut applaudir
Congratulations on your victory. Talk me through your climb tonight. How did it all go for you?
Well, it was a bit difficult in qualification. I make a mistake in the first qualification, which was not so hard. So I had to be perfect in final, and it was the case. So it's great.
What do you have to say to everyone watching you back at home, supporting your for everyone watching you back at home and in France? What do you have to say to your supporters?
Well, it's always a pleasure to compete here, and after 1 year of COVID and etc., it was very great to compete again and to see new competitors like the Iranian guy, and it's always great to have new competitors and from country that we are not often competing, so it's very great.
Well, look, enjoy your victory and congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Bye.